when it just makes sense. Oh, it's your red pill, brown girl. And get into the truth. It's your red pill, brown girl. Yeah. When it just makes sense. Oh, it's your red pill, brown girl. And get into the truth. It's your red pill, brown girl. Yeah. When
What is up, everybody? It's Crystal. It's your red-pilled brown girl coming at you. Y'all, big show today. I've been pissed off all day. I've been wanting to talk to y'all. So I need y'all to come. Y'all gotta come in the chats. I'm hooking up my Instagram, y'all. Going live on Instagram, going live on Facebook, going live on Rumble. Y'all, I gotta talk to somebody, and y'all all I got, okay? Y'all got all I got. Y'all, I live with little people who don't care. I live with a 16-year-old. He doesn't care. My husband, he cares, but a family full of Democrats who don't care. And y'all, I've been mad all day. Been mad all day because of what's going on. And I was like, oh my God, I have got to go live. So if you are following me on Instagram, please go like, share, subscribe to my channel on YouTube. Y'all, if you're following me on Rumble, if you're following me on Facebook, it would mean so much to me if you would go and like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying to grow this platform, y'all. I am a person that is a mother, is a wife. I just talk plain. My intro song says, if it just makes sense. And that's exactly what it is. And I'm telling you right now, this stuff just makes sense. And they trying to make us look like we crazy. Like they're trying to make us look crazy. We got to talk about it, yo. So if you have not already, please, if you are new to this channel, please like, share this with someone, subscribe. If you are already, if you know me, you've been rocking with me for a little while, please comment. Let me know where you're from. Let me know where you're at. We can talk. I am reading all of my chats today because we need to have a conversation. Helena J, you are my girl. Thank you so much. Yes, you said my 15-year-old doesn't care either. Yeah. Oh, okay. Yes. My hubby, okay, he tolerates my rants. He thinks that they're funny too. I'm right with you, girl. I said, oh my God, I got to go live because we are talking about Don, lemon juice, lemons, whatever you want to call him. Y'all, okay. So thank you to the DOJ that he got arrested, right? So we're happy about that. I was a little worried last week. I was a little worried that they weren't going to arrest him because they were, afraid. He was kind of pleading that he was a journalist, even though all the evidence said that he was like participating. I mean, he was like interviewing the pastor. He wasn't just standing outside like watching. He was implicated in the planning of it because he had met and he went live because he's a dummy. He's a dummy. He was implicated in the planning of it because he went live while they were in the parking lot. And he was like, oh, we got to be careful because some of this stuff is classified. Dum-dum. And this is where I say, okay, y'all, Black people have problems. They really do. And I don't care what you are. You can be Republican. You can be Democrat. You can be a liberal or conservative. If you have melanation in your skin, and the excess of it, you have problems. So this man is sleeping with a white person, a white man, and claims racism and all of this kind of foolishness, right? But then he only claims to be black when it's mess like this going on, these ICE protests. He only claims to be black with these ICE protests because he likes the drama. This man will switch on any side that will give him the most amount of attention. I love President Trump because he said him getting arrested is the best thing that probably ever happened to him because nobody was talking about him. Literally, he was doing man on the street trying to get anybody to talk to him because he is just that lame. Nobody wants people that don't stand for anything anymore. And I'm sorry, Don Lemon was caught on camera when he was on CNN back in the day saying men need to pull their pants up. Father absence is one of the issues. So he's saying all the right things. And now that the table has turned and he wants to be, I don't know, what do you want? Like he wants to be cool or he wants to be on the in crowd. All of a sudden, he is now against law and order, against our civic right, our First Amendment rights. So he implicates himself because he is in the planning session because he's a dum-dum, and then says, oh, well, I didn't have anything to do with it. I didn't have anything to do with it. First of all, sir, you bought the protesters coffee. You walked in there and you said, this is the price of protesting. This is the price of protesting. This is just what happens. So he showed partiality to the people who were protesting. If he was truly doing journalism, which I don't even know if there's truly anybody that's out there doing journalism at this point. Like everybody has a side. I'm sorry. I'm a Trump girl. Like don't take any kind of, don't take this the wrong way. My reporting is always going to be biased because it's got to make sense. And nothing about the Democrats makes sense at this point. Like nothing. And I'll give you some. If it does, y'all, if something makes sense, I'll give them that. I'll give it to them. I promise you I will. But right now, if you are voting Democrat, I hate that for you. You have to be somebody who is just very stubborn, somebody who's very dumb, but there is no way that you can be still voting Democrat at this point. I'm sorry. It just is what it is. So let's talk about this whole Don Lemon thing. I'm going off on a tangent. So apparently one of the people at the church worked as an ICE officer, and he goes in there. He says that he had the right under his journalism duty. Well, I got the privilege of learning about this YouTube page, you guys, that is so good. If you guys do not follow them, then please go and follow Washington Gun Law. And I think that they break it down. Please subscribe to them because I think he just did such a good job breaking it down just for regular people. And we're going to watch it together because I think that this is interesting. We have people with ulterior motives that want to say, oh, he was exercising his First Amendment right. But I can't exercise my First Amendment right if it is in violation of your First Amendment right. And here's where the standards are. And this is really, really cool. Let's watch it together, you guys. Let's watch it. Because I think that this is such a easy breakdown. The title of it is Don Lemon really protected by the First Amendment? So let's read.
With their PE degree from Washington State University, and Representative Jasmine Crockett, who actually does have a law degree, as well as several other people, have suddenly become amazing First Amendment experts. But what they're saying, is any of it true? For example, number one, is Don Lemon actually a journalist? And number two, was this protected First Amendment activity? Well, that's what we're going to get into today. So today, let's get you all educated and let's talk about, is Don Lemon really protected by the First Amendment? Okay, America, we are Washington gun law. Yes, we normally talk about Second Amendment issues, but anytime we have an opportunity to do some law to English translation, we will do it. And the First Amendment, well, we're very, very fond of it here as well. However, we have found that much like the Second Amendment, most people don't really understand how it works. That's what we're going to be talking about today. Now, as a very important side note, and the reason we're doing this is a copy here of the federal indictment against Don Ronaldo Lamon under 2 counts. The first count is a violation of 18 United States Code, Section 241.
My name is Whitney Allen. I'm a widow, and my husband Ryan died when he was 35 years old.
Conspiracy against rights. And by the way, when you're pleading conspiracy, you usually have to also plead at least one overt act, one act that a person took in order to accomplish the criminal activity. The federal government here has pled 29 overt acts in the indictment. Then there's also a violation of 18 United States Code Section 248, also known as the FACE Act, which means, for those of you who geeked out on this video right here, we told you so, because actually we said there were 3 potential statutes under which he could be cited, and he has in fact been charged under 2 of those. Now, everyone who's coming to Don Lemon's defense is saying that this is an attack on the freedom of press, that the freedom of press means that journalists, even Don Lemon, get to go do whatever they want, wherever they want, however they want. Is that true? Is the First Amendment absolute? Because we hear all the time from those that are proposing gun control that the Second Amendment is not absolute. Is the First Amendment absolute? The answer is no, it is not. As a matter of fact, over the course of decades and decades of Supreme Court case law, there is a very well delineated restriction on all First Amendment activities. But the restriction must always be limited to time, place, or manner. And these
I love that, you guys. I'm telling you, I learned so much just watching him, but time, place, and manner. So basically, he's getting ready to break down how that applies.
These restrictions are born out of the reality that although First Amendment activity is immensely important, if we allow it to occur anytime, any place, anywhere, then it has the ability to literally break down governmental operations, destroy infrastructure, destroy streams of commerce. For example, if you wanted to protest against something the school board had done, barging into your children's elementary school during school hours would not be an appropriate time, place, or manner for that activity. It's not that the activity itself is regulated, but where it occurs, how it occurs, and when it occurs can be regulated to some degree. And although there was a litany of case law that began to develop it, it was more firmly established in the matter of Hague versus CIO in 1939, and then absolutely and clearly delineated in the matter of Ward versus Rock against racism in 1989. And in fact, that latter case is what is known as the Ward test, because if we are going to restrict free speech activity, like, yeah, okay, you want to be a journalist, you believe you have the freedom of the press, you do. But does that mean you get to barge in with protesters during a religious service on a Sunday by people who are just trying to exercise their First Amendment right and forcibly interview the pastor? Let me give you another example. Let's say you are a journalist who is immensely pro-life, and you decided that you were going to barge into an abortion clinic and try to forcefully interview patients sitting in the waiting room. Now, here's the difference, is that the act of getting an abortion is actually not a constitutional right by recent case law. However, there's no doubt about it that every single person in that waiting room has a First Amendment right of privacy in their medical records. So, would we support that sort of interview? No, because the time, the place, and the manner actually violates the patient's constitutional rights and privacy, and therefore that can be restricted.
Oh my gosh. I love that he said this. People are ignoring the fact that time, place, and manner actually matter. You cannot go, and I love the example that he used. You cannot go into, if you have an issue with with your doctor, you can't go and start protesting at the hospital while he's in surgery. Like, you can't do that. That is illegal. And so for everybody defending this idiot, this moron. It's so bothersome. And then the fact that the churches can talk about ICE and can talk about, they all the issues that they want to with racism. You don't find an issue with this man walking into a church service. I don't care that you protest ICE, but you're walking into a church service. All of the offensive crap that y'all pastors talk about, all of the LGBTQ issues that y'all talk about, all of the Trump issues, all of the offensive things that y'all say about people shacking up. Y'all, would you like it if somebody walked up in to your church while you're worshiping and your kids are there? You wouldn't. But that's why I tell you, Black folks are so dishonest, y'all, because they will protest in the street. They will over the weirdest crap and the stuff that they're supposed to be backing, which is a person's right to be right to religion and practice their religion. You silence. Mum's the word. Correct the gay man. That y'all say, oh, because y'all say something to everybody else, but you won't say anything to Don Lemon. And that's what I have an issue with, you guys. I'm really irritated about him. I'm irritated with the churches that haven't said anything. Shout out to one pastor that I know. I actually left a post on there because he actually said, you know what? He said he didn't want for Don Lemon to be charged for a long time or, to get a lot of sentencing. But he said, we do need to make sure that this is not a precedent, you guys. We cannot have a civilization where you can be praying, you can be at the doctor's office, you can be in school, and somebody just bombards. We are not a third world country. If you want that, then go live over there in Somalia. Go live over there somewhere else. But over here, we have laws, we have order. You can't just walk into a church, just like you can't walk into a doctor's office, just like you just can't walk into a school anytime that you want. We won't have a civilization like that. And so I just wonder, the people who are silent on this and the people who are just kind of copping the plea with this, like who paid you, bought and paid for? Because I could tell you, if it happened to you, you would have a different outlook on it. And what makes so bad is they're comparing it to January 6th. First of all, nobody in the conservative movement agreed with the tactics of the people who misbehaved. Okay? So the people that were breaking windows, the few mischievous people that probably were planted by y'all ghetto Democrats, none of us agreed with that. None of us. I can tell you MAGA did not agree with that. However, we did agree with the people who had the decency to walk up to their elected officials. They have the right to do that. You have the right to go up to your elected officials, to knock on their doors and say, hey, I have a problem with you. I have a problem with you. And if you are escorted out and if you are charged, it shouldn't be for 10 years. It shouldn't be with insurrection and all that foolishness that y'all wanted with Americans that just wanted to protest the thievery that happened in 2020, in the 2020 election. So I'm just amazed by y'all, all to protest ICE raids. Really? Which brings me to my story. You guys, if you are watching us on Instagram, you guys, please like, share, comment, subscribe to this channel. It really helps me with the algorithms. It helps me to put out content, you guys. Thank you so much for putting me, thanks so much for subscribing to my channel. I did want to talk about the ICE protests, you guys, but let me read some of the comments real quick. I said I'm going to read all the comments. Y'all rocking with me today, so I'm reading it. Yes, Kimberly Cunningham, he craves attention. He craves attention. He peaked in high school and desperate for relevance. You so right. You are so right. Didn't he say protesting should make people uncomfortable? He was fine with kids being terrorized. Like, y'all, did y'all see the kids just like I felt so bad. My heart went out. Can you imagine being in church and someone just like just walks into your church? That's crazy. Oh my God. Here we go. K King, it says, it isn't that he hates Trump. He despises the people who voted for President Trump. They all do, right? They all do. Can we just admit that Don Lemon is a libtard and not middle of the and not middle of the road? No, he's not. He's not middle of the road. He keeps saying, thank you, honey. He keeps saying, oh, I'm just middle of the road. I'm a journalist. I'm unbiased. I'm just asking questions, Tucker. I'm just asking questions. You're not. You're not. You're not. You're not. Great topic. Thank you, Frida. Thank you so much. This is a great breakdown of the mainstream media won't tell you. Absolutely. I thought it was so good, Lulu. Because I feel like he put it in a way that we all could understand. Like, just like you wouldn't go walk into a doctor's procedure because you don't like your doctor. Like, you just start a protest. Here we go. You know, you wouldn't do that. You say you saw a pastor excuse domestic violence. Girl, I believe it. I believe it. There's some Southern churches nobody should try. They'll add a wing. I know, girl. Don't try that at my church. I could tell you our security guard is he and that's all I'm gonna say. I don't need to say anything else. Time, place, and manner, TPM, new acronym. It's called cognitive dissonance or being inconsistent. Absolutely. The feds, it was a fed op. Yes, January 6th. Oh, you said, Rebecca, thank you. She said, I absolutely love watching you today. Such a breath of fresh air. Thank you for watching. Thank you so much. SNL are journalists too. I know, right? If they're journalists, then yes, SNL is journalists. You guys, so which brings me to my next topic is about these ICE protests, y'all. Like, what in the world is going on with these walkouts? Everybody, it's reminding me a lot of the whole George Floyd riots, and I'll never forget, y'all. I'll never forget in 2020, when the George Floyd riots were happening and people were going crazy and stuff like that. My cousin, who is not political in the slightest, he is hilarious. He is funny. He is a fun-loving person, right? But, he was just curious because, he's not political or anything, but everybody saw the horrific pictures that the media was trying to tell us, even though Derek Chauvin had his knee on Derek Chauvin had his knee on George Floyd's back, neck, whatever you want to call it. And George Floyd had 3 of his 4 heart chambers were blocked. But everybody saw it and everybody was crying and everybody was, sad about it. And so my cousin, he just goes down to one of the protests because he's like, okay, I feel like I want to let my voice be heard. I feel like I want to do something. And y'all, I will never forget. He came back to our family group chat. I can't remember if it was on the family group chat or if it was on the family like FaceTime. But he said, and I quote, he said, I'm sorry, but ain't none of these people thinking about George Floyd. And that was the day where he was like, I am done with these protests, because even he was able to see that, y'all, this is a joke. And I say that to say that Renee Good, who is suicide by cop, and then Pretty, the is it like what is his first name? Is it Daniel Pretty or whatever his name is? Suicide by cop, radicalized by the Democrat Party, radicalized by all the people who want to replace Black people and bring in immigrants and feed them and clothe them. I just kind of feel like they're all playing a joke. I feel like him. Like, this ain't got nothing to do with them at all. Like, what are y'all doing? I say that to say, y'all, I saw Baltimore, y'all. Baltimore. But okay, let me tell you something, okay? And I'm not even saying this to even joke. I'm about to show y'all this. Baltimore, where the kids are suffering under the crime, hold on, let me see. I gotta find it for y'all. I gotta find it because y'all not getting ready to believe this. Baltimore, where kids can barely go to school and have heat. Baltimore, where kids can barely read and write and do math on grade level. Baltimore organized a major protest over ICE. And all I can say, you guys, is what? like what? ICE? The Baltimore has 99 problems, and ICE ain't one of them. Baltimore, if anything, immigrants is one of them. The fact that these white liberals keep moving these immigrants from all over the place into this city, they are overrunning the schools. You can't even teach now these days, you guys, unless you speak Spanish. And it ain't even Spanish, y'all. It's all these third world countries where white liberals are finding themselves like they want to make a difference and they want to do, I don't know. I literally don't know what their goal is. It's to replace their children, to replace their families, to replace Black people. And Black people are out here supporting it and chanting and cheering and begging to be replaced. Y'all, let me show you this. Because this is... Here we go. Because when I saw this, y'all, I was like, ain't no way what I'm looking at. Let me show you this. Ain't no way. Hold on, but first, while I do that, let me show y'all this. Like while I'm doing that, let me show you this. Oh, while I'm uploading this video, y'all have got to see this. Shout out to Andre Williams. Shout out.
Bitch, I get all these slips. I'm gonna slide a black truck to the windows. They gon' let it rip. Yeah, I need me a freak. They gon' set the beat. Oh, I get down and dirty. It don't matter. Fuck you in the whip.
This is from Langston Hughes High School in Georgia. Most of these little niggas can't even read and do basic math, but they're out here protesting against ICE. These niggas can't even spell ICE. This is what happens when you have a country that tells children that they have rights too. Niggas will find any way to get out of school because we don't value education as a people. But we'll sit here and defend fucking immigrants that are first here to replace us. And we've seen that both politically and economically. Black people are no longer the viable political pawns that both the Democrat and Republican Party can use to win elections. They don't need you goofy niggas if they can pander to an Indian or a Somalian to get a vote. You niggas need to sit in the classroom and learn a thing or two. Stupid niggas will cheer and say that they're practicing their First Amendment right, but really they're advocating for their own replacement. Learn to read and do math, little niggas. Black children are out here protesting against ICE. This is from Langston Hughes High School in Georgia. Most of these little niggas can't even read and do basic math.
Okay, y'all follow Andre Williams. That joint is it's funny, but it's not funny. It's funny, but it's not funny. Okay, I'm not. Okay, I'm laughing. I'm laughing, but it ain't funny, y'all. Look at this.
Oh, I love this. Makes me wanna
This is in Baltimore. Baltimore, where I can think of little kids who got shot. One family member very close to me, close to my husband, this person's sister was stabbed by a man, and my husband actually had to do the funeral for a 6-year-old boy who was stabbed to death. And this was in Baltimore. And none of this happened for the 6-year-old boy was stabbed to death. That's I don't know what to say, y'all.
Oh, I love this. Makes me wanna I love this.
Y'all, when I tell you there is a level of hate I have for these people. And I know y'all already know. If you've been watching me for a while, you know I'm not that good of a Christian. You know I'm not that good of a Christian. You know I'm a janky Christian. You know you got to pray for me. I'm a baby Christian. I haven't been saved all my life. Hello. There's a level of hate I have for these people. Free all our neighbors now in a place where a 6-year-old can get stabbed to death and no one says a word. My husband's heart, he said, babe, he said the preacher couldn't even preach. This is verifiably true. He said the preacher couldn't preach because everybody was just crying. And the kids from the school came and they were crying. And This is what people protest for. These illegals are human beings. I'm not saying that they should be mistreated. I'm not saying that they should be hurt. What I am saying is, how can we prioritize people who have come here illegally and they're not building a business and, finding someone to marry so they can stay here. They're not spending the money to get their citizenship. They're not actively working. And if they were actively working, they can navigate. These are people that feel like they have the right to be somewhere. And if I were to go in their country, I wouldn't be able to do it. And American citizens are standing on the street in the bitter cold, advocating for these people to break our laws. But a 6-year-old can get murdered and no one says anything. The school systems can be run down and don't have heat and don't have air conditioning. They have to cancel schools because of the heat. They have shootouts every which way in neighbors and communities. I have family members that can barely afford their rent because illegal aliens moving into their neighborhood has caused the supply to go down, but the demand to go high. And so they can't afford rent. And all the problems that come with illegals in this country, to have people stand out there and advocate for them, I cannot tell you the level of hate I feel for these people. Oh, well, Crystal, you can't hate people. Yes, I can. And I do. And I feel that right now. I feel that right now. Because I'm affected by it. You're affected by it. These people hate your children. And black people, y'all ain't saying nothing. Y'all ain't saying nothing. You should be so offended. You want to talk about the wealth gap? You can't gain wealth when you paying $1,700 for a studio apartment in a neighborhood just because it's safe. You can't gain wealth. You can't gain wealth when you're being taxed your brains out, when your brains are being taxed to death to pay for illegals who steal and look down on you. And for these people to be standing out on the corner in a neighborhood right down the street from a neighborhood where somebody probably got shot a year or two ago. I can't hate these people enough. Free all our neighbors now. Go to hell with gasoline draws on. Go to hell. Go straight to hell and do not pass go and do not collect $200. Get it from that freaking Somalian. Oh, guys. Y'all, I can't even, let me read some of the comments. Helena, useful idiots. Useful idiot. Selena, Matt, you said, isn't Baltimore where one of the graduating class valedictorian had a GPA of 1.02? You're probably right. You're probably right. Akshamoya, you said, I'm here in Baltimore. It took me 18 hours to be seen in the ER because immigrants flooded the service. It's the truth. It's the truth. That GFM for heat in 2019 had me seeing red rage. Yeah, I think it's like I don't know the term, but yes. It's money basically. But they could spend 150,000 to bust the protest to Kavanaugh. Exactly. Doesn't it make you angry? Oh God, Matt said they actually do more harm than good. The one thing that I can say, Trump has opened a whole can of worms. He unmasked everything the Democrats had. It's the truth. It's the truth. It's so true. And Helena, you said, and what, and what's with these twat waffles don't realize if they ever got what they think they want, they're the first ones to be taken out because they're a threat to that system. It's so true. You know what, you guys? I heard Megyn Kelly say something that was so genius, y'all. Let me tell you something. Megyn needs to be the president of the United States. If I believed in women in politics, I would vote for her, but I never would. But they need to listen to Megyn Kelly. Megyn Kelly said, we should make all illegal aliens legal to go live in Minnesota. And if they are found outside of Minnesota, they will be arrested and sent back. But they can all stay in Minnesota as long as they want for however long they want. That's how we should make it, you guys. We should make it. What President Trump is doing, you guys, is helping us. It's helping Black people. Like, it really is. And for us to be distracted, y'all, I almost forgot that it was Black History Month. Everybody talk about illegals. I was like, mind you, I don't do no Black History Month, y'all. I don't do no Black history. Y'all know I haven't been Black. Okay, so my name is Crystal. I am a melanated American child of the King. I don't do no Black history. Matter of fact, I believe that Black history has done poorly for Blacks. Okay, we need to just get rid of history. Just be American. Can't you see that you just kind of want to be American at this point because nobody cares about your skin color? They over here talking about the Somalians. They talking about all the immigrant stuff. And mind you, I told you, I come from a family of immigrants, legal immigrants. I come from a family, and I have very close people that come over here and they make this place great and they make this place better. Mind you, I don't want a flood of them, but they're here, right? You cannot come over here illegally and then demand services. It's just the Democrats putting like basically trying to sell their vote, buy voters, essentially. And it's really sad that none of the churches are talking about this. None of the churches are educating their people. They're not talking about it on any of the major channels. They're just making an emotional argument. I saw Jamal Bryant, who y'all. Let me tell you about Jamal Bryant. I actually had a lot of respect for him as a preacher at one point in time, and he was harassed in Baltimore for being like fake and fraud and a phony. And when he left Baltimore and he got the job at New Birth, I was really proud of him, you guys. I really was, because I love the story of redemption. I love the opportunity to start over. And so when I saw that he had the chance to go over to New Birth in Georgia, I was like, oh my gosh, congratulations. Like, I was really, really happy for him. I think I even reached out to him. I mean, he doesn't know me, but I was like, oh my God, like, I pray that you just like make us proud. Like, oh my God, that was when I was Black. I'm not Black no more. But I was really like praying that he made us proud. And for him to go over there and be talking about ICE and talk about like these illegals and talk about Renee Good, who is she's an insurrectionist. I just kind of, and not talking about the issues that actually affect Black people. And my husband said something that was so true, because I was like, why isn't Roland Martin talking about this fraud in Somalia? Like, and I was like, tag Roland Martin. Y'all remember that day I went off and I'm like, tag him. And he said, babe, if he says anything about Roland Martin, he's going to have to implicate. If Roland Martin says anything about these Somalians, he's going to have to implicate the Democrat Party. And he refuses to do that. He will not implicate the Democrat Party. And if that hasn't shown you that these people are an enemy to you, then I can't help you. You're stupid. I'm sorry. I can't help you. I can't help you. And neither do I want to. Like, let Darwinism like take its course, have its course. Because anybody who agrees that ICE unalived Renee Good, first of all, okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it real quick. We got to talk about this. You are allowed to protest if you disagree with something. That is your First Amendment right. What you are not allowed to do is impede law enforcement. That's not covered under First Amendment. What that looks like is, in plain simple terms, I think I heard somebody say this. I don't want to give that person credit because y'all don't like him, but I'm going to say it anyway. It was Nick Fuentes. He actually said this and I listened to him. He said, look, okay, I know y'all don't like him. I know he's racist, but he actually said this and it was so good. He said, these people are going in front of ICE. They're like doing their little bells and their whistles. They're trying to impede them and impede law enforcement. You can't do that. What that would look like is if you are driving and you see a traffic stop, somebody is stopped by the cops, and we don't know what it's for, and you got out of the car and started yelling at the cops, trying to impede the cops doing their job, you would be arrested. And then if you pulled out a gun or had a gun while you're being arrested and you're being aggressive, you would probably get shot. You cannot jump in an active enforcement of the law. You can't. You can take out your phone, you can record, you can stand there. You are not allowed to block traffic. You are not allowed to block cars. In a murder investigation, you just decide that you're going to just step out there and tell the cops, oh, don't do that. You can't do that. And I know that you don't respect ICE's law enforcement, but you don't have to respect ICE's law enforcement to make them law enforcement. They are still law enforcement. We are in a rebellious generation. Man, let me tell you, it was Tiffany Montgomery that actually said, she said the rebellion that's going on. These children. Did y'all see the clip of the lady in the pre-K, the daycare, teaching the kids, the babies, to protest against ICE? These people are morons. And it's just unacceptable. We can't have a functioning society like that. We cannot have a functioning society like that. I am praying that whatever we need to do to get these people in check, get them in check. I don't care who we have to send to jail. I don't care who we have to arrest. The punishment is in the process. You go fight it out in court. But you are not allowed to just jump in front of police officers. I don't care if you don't like them. Ugh! Y'all, anyhow. Oh, you guys, if you are still watching, you guys, thank you so much for sticking in there with me. I'm so grateful that you watch. If you are watching me on Instagram, if you're watching me on Rumble, if you like, please like, share, subscribe to my YouTube channel. I am trying very hard to grow this in order to continue to keep this content going. If you are already liking, if you have already subscribed to my channel, please, please, please put a comment in there. I'm reading all my comments today. We gonna have a talk, okay? I'm reading all my comments. Matthew, you said, and no federal funds. Exactly. They should go to Minnesota with no federal funds. Eugene Phillips, you said no neck Martin is a joke. He is. These people, if they haven't shown you right now that they don't care about you, like I don't know how to help you. These folks are protesting ICE, and ICE hurts Black people. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? Okay, Eugene Phillips, you said the First Amendment says to peacefully assemble. Exactly. Not obstruction. You can't do that. And I'm telling you, you guys, I felt like that analogy, that's what we have to start doing, because clearly some people don't get it. The analogy, I love that analogy. It's like, okay, if you see, somebody being stopped, by the cops in the mall, you don't get to, like, if somebody's running out there and you don't get to like trip that person and impede the cops and make it, you don't get to do that. You go to jail. Like that. I mean, that's just the way that it works. And if you have a gun on you, you might get shot. If you're driving when you do it, you might get shot. Good luck out there, champ. Baby. Oh, yes, Lulu. Like, thank you. Like, I'm like, my heart was so broken when I saw that in Baltimore, Lulu. Like, thank you for your comments. I really appreciate it. Okay, you guys. Speaking of anger. Y'all, can we get into these Epstein documents? This is another story that irritates me, you guys. I'm sick of it. I'm sick of the Epstein story, and y'all probably gonna be mad at me. Don't unfollow me. Don't unsubscribe to me, because I love y'all. But we are going to have a real conversation about these daggone Epstein files. And you trust me, and you trust my voice to always bring you like real and raw and truth. And unfortunately, I did a video about the Epstein situation, and I told y'all why I didn't care about the Epstein situation, because I saw the video of on Netflix of the Epstein story, and I saw the women, and they're women now. They weren't women then, but they were openly admitting to prostitution at 15. Now, Dave Chappelle, he makes a joke about like how old is 15 because of the whole R. Kelly situation. And mind you, I understand that at 15, your brains are not developed. And I know at 15, you probably don't make the best decisions, right? However, at 15, you should have parents. And if you don't, I understand. But some of these young ladies have been prostituting themselves. And that does, y'all, I'm not saying that makes it right. I'm not saying that it makes it right. However, when I was growing up, I used to have this song. Like I used to love rap. I'm a 90s girl, y'all. And if y'all were listening to rap at the time, you know Foxy Brown. And Foxy Brown, Little Kim, you remember they were the, like the little it girls at the time. And Foxy Brown had this song called My Life. And I loved that song. And literally in the beginning of the song, she says, at the age of 14, introduced to coops, learning how to seduce, taking they loot quickly. Got involved with this money lifestyle, the finer things, all kinds of things, power, money, cars, and diamond rings. And it goes on, right? But she's literally confessing at the age of 14, introduced to coops, myself included, and everybody that I know in my circle. We sang that song like it was nothing. It was like there was no outrage. There was not anything. Because the culture at that time was we 14, 15-year-olds, we dated older men. Why? Because they had money. Nia Long actually came out and said when I was 15 or 16 or whatever, she was a teenager. She was like, oh yeah, my boyfriend was 30. And that was the culture at the time. In the same way that over in places in the in the Eastern world, people give their children up to marry in their teens, right? You're the most fertile, you have all the parts, they all work. And so culturally, the West looks down on teenage girls and men being attracted to teenage girls. Culturally, okay? There's a reason why it is called statutory rape, meaning it is rape based on the statutes. Okay? We're having a big boy conversation. I love y'all. We're having a big boy conversation. So it is rape based on the statute. It is not pedophilia. Pedophilia means you are attracted to a child's body. So you're looking at a child that is 5, 6, 7, and you're attracted to that. That's pedophilia. 15-year-olds with all the working parts, 14-year-olds with all the working parts, and you're attracted to that, and they're attracted to you, and they're actively soliciting all their working parts to you for money, we have to have a conversation. Now, is it gross? Yes. Is it morally wrong? Is it probably disgusting? Absolutely. But let me tell you, and you can go back and verify what I'm telling you to be the truth in that Epstein file. The girl is crying. She's crying. And she's like, one of the girls came up to me in my school. So one of the girls that was arrested, she was like 16. The other one was 15. She said she came up to me and said, do you want to make $200 by giving some old men massages? And I said, sure, I'll do it. $200? Sure. Then when they go to the person's house, Epstein had a whole bunch of workers around, and the young girl says, you need to say that you're at least 18 or 19. If anybody asks you, just say you're 18 or 19. So not only are they wanting the $200, they're willing to lie to go give the massage to get the $200. Okay? That's just the facts. I know. Y'all, we said we were going to have a big girl gone. Don't unfollow me. Don't cook me in the comments. But this is just the truth. This is the facts. I'm walking it through. You can be emotional if you want to, or you can learn something today. Okay? You can learn something. So these women were 14, 15, and they were soliciting themselves for sex. Sorry, Helena, I saw your comment and I'm getting ready to respond to it, right? They were soliciting themselves to give massages. And then when they get into massage, this is what one of the girls said, because she was like 20, saying that y'all saw my other show where she was like, I was only 20. Well, when's the age of consent? You want to make it till 45? You want to make the age of consent till 45? If we can't hold a 20-year-old accountable, then when would you like the age of consent to be? So this girl, she's 20, And she says that at the end of the massage, she had to give a happy ending. And she said it wasn't intercourse, but whatever the happy ending was, she did it. And then she said the happy ending was disgusting, gross, whatever, and she felt bad. But then he called her and said, "Hey, I have an opportunity for you," and she took that modeling opportunity. So these women, these girls, some of them are women, some of them are girls, are actively facilitating these processes, right? Now, mind you, dirty old men, yes, but come on, can we have a conversation? Why is it groundbreaking that older men are attracted to younger girls? That's not groundbreaking, okay? That's not. And then why is it that when we talk about the women and their responsibility to this, we sound like we're like attacking them, victim blaming? No, we're not. Jeffrey Epstein was a creep, but tell me what else, what other benefit is there to having money than you get to sleep with and get the girl that you want? I mean, like, that like literally is why men work so hard to make a lot of money so they can get the girl that they want, or as many women as they want. They don't get it to feed the poor, okay? Not to heal the land. I know they say, "Oh, I want to make a difference." Yeah, okay. Yeah. They get it to get the girl. That's human nature. Can we have a conversation? Can we please? Okay. With that being said, Epstein files, Trump to release the Epstein files, and oh my God, y'all wanted the Epstein files. Y'all wanted the Epstein files. I didn't need to see the Epstein files because I knew what it was going to say. He's gross. He's disgusting. It's porn. It's all like, yeah, like all men stuff. That's what men do. It's, I'm not shocked, right? I'm not shocked at all. What I am kind of annoyed with is, what are y'all going to do about it? What are y'all going to do about it? Y'all begged and pleaded and cried, and President Trump tried to tell you that MAGA was being used because it's never enough. They released, the DOJ released 3,000, I mean, look, what? Yeah. Right? It was 30,000 or 3,000. It was something like that. Documents, y'all. I think it was half. It was 6,000, and then they released 3,000 documents, and people are still not happy. Why? Because it'll never be enough. Why? Because it doesn't give you the drama that you thought you was going to get. You don't even, like, I felt this man. It was 3 million. Sorry, yeah, 3 million. So it was 6 million documents. Thank you. 6 million documents. And it's still not enough because it wasn't the drama that y'all thought y'all were going to get. So listen to this man when he says this. I think that he breaks down this so delightfully. This is what's his name? Blanche. He is part of the Justice Department. They didn't send Pam Bondi out there, I think, because y'all are just done with Pam Bondi. So they send this I think he let me replace it. His name is it Todd Blanche, or gosh, you guys help me out. But he breaks this down. So like, watch this, y'all. This is so good. Well, I promise you, you are going to be blessed by this. Replace. Here we go. Y'all are going to be so blessed by this. Y'all are going to be so blessed by this. Here we go. Todd. Is it Todd Blanche? Y'all going to be so blessed by this. Watch.
Of any men, unless it was impossible to redact the woman without also redacting the man. To this end, though, and to ensure transparency, if any member of Congress wishes to review any portions of the responsive production in any unredacted form, they're welcome to make arrangements with the department to do so, and we're happy to do that. I want to talk for a minute about something that is important. Every single day of the year, the Department of Justice investigates and prosecutes those who abuse and traffic young women and children. Just last year, the FBI located over 2,700 victims of child exploitation. The Department of Justice found and terminated 3.8 million dark web pedophile accounts. In August, we charged 11 defendants for extensive sex trafficking in Los Angeles of illegal immigrants and underage women. Last month, we charged 5 men who were engaged in a sadistic sextortion network of deranged young men abusing women. Over the past several months, last summer and into the fall, we executed Operation Restore Justice, rescuing 205 child victims and arresting 293 offenders. I point this out because I take umbrage at the suggestion, which is totally false, that the Attorney General or this department does not take child exploitation or sex trafficking seriously, or that we somehow do not want to protect victims.
Go off, sir. Somebody had to say it. They don't care about victims. They care about the drama. They care about, this man just said, first of all, let's not even talk about the trafficking across the borders. Let's not even talk about that. All this sex trafficking and victim work that they have done, because it wasn't the drama, the story that you needed, the Epstein files, nothing that you can implicate President Trump or anybody that rich people hung out, that Elon Musk said he wanted to go to the best party. First of all, if you're a billionaire, you would probably want to go to the best party too, okay? You probably would. You would probably doing some things that are worse than President Trump. You can't even defend your niece from getting fingered by your brother, okay? Let's talk about what happens in y'all households. Half of y'all brothers and uncles are up here molesting all of your nieces and nephews, your daughters, and your sons. And you worried about Epstein files. Oh yeah, okay. You would be implicated so quick had you been a billionaire. What? President Trump? You can't even fix the stuff in your own family. I got friends today whose daddy molested them, and y'all don't care about it. And you want us to think that you care about victims? Oh, yeah, okay. Yeah, okay. Yeah, we believe you. You like the drama. That's what you want. And any conservative, any MAGA Republican that's falling for this crap, then I'm with President Trump. You're weak. You're weak, Marjorie Taylor Greene. Because instead of saying congratulations to the DOJ for rescuing all of these sex trafficking victims, you want to sit here and protest with these big 20-year-old grown women and call them victims because they were jump-offs for $200. I take offense to calling these women victims because the victims are the kids being snatched from their homes in the middle of the night. That's a sex trafficked victim. The kids who are not allowed to see their family again because they're being drugged across the borders because of Joe Biden's open border policy. That's a victim. Not a 20-year-old that gave a billionaire a hand job or a millionaire, a rich guy, a hand job and now regrets it. What happened to their own list? that they were going to bring out. Oh, we're going to bring out our own list. Turns out there's no list. Y'all don't care. You just want the drama. You can't even stop your 6-year-old nieces from getting getting sodomized by your brothers and your sisters. All that crap that happens in your family. Your little boys. The worship pastors in the musicians in your church. You can't even stop that, and you want me to believe that you want to do something about Epstein. The jig is up. The jig is up. Can we just bury this Epstein thing? Can we? Read through the 3,000 documents. Do what you gotta do. You ain't gonna do nothing. You remember how Kevin Hart said, you ain't gonna do. You ain't. Can we just be done? Can we have a big boy, big girl conversation? Thank you, Eugene. Matthew, you said this administration out here working. He was so pissed off, and I agree with him. It's like, stop telling me because I didn't give you drama in the Epstein files that I'm not working, that I'm protecting pedophilia. You said they didn't even care about how they didn't. They didn't care that Foxy Brown was getting trafficked, in y'all definition, by Jay-Z. Y'all don't care. Y'all don't care. She said it at the age of 14. Introduced the coops, learning how to seduce, taking their loot quickly. Got involved with this money. Like, she said it, and nobody cared. Nobody cared about Aaliyah dating R. Kelly. Everybody was like, oh, they got married. Aaliyah had age ain't nothing but a number, and nobody cared. Spare me the BS. Spare me. Y'all don't care. You literally do not care. Oh my God. What did you say? Okay, Helena, let me go back to your comment. You said many state laws dissect pedophilia and statutory rape between the ages of 14 and 16. Depends on the age of consent. You are right. And the law, unfortunately, is what we have to go by. But I mean, Mary was a child when she was with Joseph. I mean, children have sex. They do. I mean, I don't agree with it, but they do. They shouldn't be having sex with adults. Adults shouldn't be having sex with them. I strongly disagree with even the men that were having sex with me at that age. But it's not rape. Sorry, it's not. It was not rape. My question, who taught these kids this behavior? We've worked so hard for our daughter to not think lying about her age for dating is okay. I know, Helena, it's so bad. It's so bad. A video came out last year where men said if they could date a younger girl with no laws, they'd go all the way down. Ooh, 10-year-old and 11. That's so gross, Helena. Oh my gosh. 3 million. Yes, you said 3 million pages. Yes. For years too. Yup. This administration out here working. Y'all are not bored and hate. Y'all are bored and y'all hate y'all lives. That's why you still care about the Epstein files. It's so true. I'm sorry. I'm bored with the Epstein files. I'm not going there with y'all. I'm not. They didn't even get, yeah, okay, all right. Said, at 20, Helena said, at 20, you're an adult, not a child. You make a choice. At 14, you're an idiot child. Yeah, you are. And I don't think 14-year-olds should make choices, but they out here making choices, Helena. And we have to make distinctions for that. Statute of limitations has run. Nobody is going to jail. Agree. Half of the actresses knew what was up when yes, they did. Nah, I never listened to R. Kelly again. I draw the line at pedophiles. I hear you, Helena. I really do. I hear you, and I don't agree with it. I'm just telling you what they do. These girls is out here wilding, okay? I know because I was one of them. And keep your daughters in your sight, okay? Stop letting them stay over at people's houses. Stop letting them go over to people and these sleepovers and stuff. Cut it out. Cut it out. Just another fabricated political distraction. You are so right, M. Eugene. Oh my God. Okay, you guys, this last story, if you are watching me from Facebook, Rumble, even if you're watching me from X, thank you so much. I'm so grateful. Thank you if you're watching me on YouTube and Instagram. It would mean so much to me if you went to my YouTube page and liked and shared and subscribed. If you are already subscribed, thank you so much for your comments. They really help me boost the algorithms and get my channel out. You guys, I'm so grateful. Okay, last but not least, I got to talk about Candace. Y'all, I've been trying to not talk about Candace because honestly, I don't really care about Candace. I think Candace, you guys, is a bad friend. I think she's a bad friend because, and she's in bad faith too. She's in bad faith. Candace is out here making money off of the legacy of Charlie Kirk and Charlie Kirk's death, and I just think that that's just so distasteful. Whatever you think about his death, right? Whatever you think about his death, Charlie was a truly, truly, truly incredible human being. I remember watching all of Charlie's like Change My Mind, and Charlie was so gentle and kind to the blacks. Charlie, God rest his soul. Me and my husband were just sitting there, and it's like he really felt for black people. I really do. He was very kind. He was I think he was friends with Candace because Candace, y'all, she just want to be black so bad. Let me tell you, Candace Owens, ain't nothing black about that chick. You go to Candace's page, you go to her baby shower. She ain't got no black friends. She walks around Kanye. She got Kanye. That's her black friend. That's her. I have black friends. And maybe she got some family, but Candace ain't got no black friends. Let me tell you something. I know black women. Black women are my primary demographic. I say that all the time. I love black women. My sisters are black, my friends, my cousins. I love them. I tease them. We tease each other. I know what black women that's acceptable to them and what's not acceptable to them. And Candace talking about she loved Black America and Black America and Black America. Black America. She swears she cares so much about Black America, and she actually doesn't. Because when Charlie was assassinated by Tyler Robinson, she has been sharing his text messages. She has been doing everything to basically bring down the legacy of Charlie Kirk. And I just find it so hard to believe that she would be his friend and literally show text messages of him saying something to her privately that he didn't believe, or I don't like Ben Shapiro, or I don't like this person, or I feel like this person. Like, look how fake she has made him look, right? And I don't think he looks fake because you don't even want to see my chats with my friends. I'm sorry. You would call me the fakest, phoniest, racist person because my private chats are my private chats. When I have people close to me, I have people close to me. And there are things that I say to people who are close to me that I don't say to everybody else. And I don't care what you think about that. And Charlie was a human being, and there were things that he probably felt at different points in times, and he trusted his friend. And she is now tearing down his legacy so somebody can watch her channel. And I say this to say, I watched her on her show last week, 2 days ago. And y'all, I have to address this because it's like pissing me off. It really is. And I try to stay off of Candace because she's in my mind, she just black. She is just a black chick. She is a ghetto hot mess that made money off the Jews and somehow just think that somebody cares after you done made your bag, sis. You made your bag. So she goes on there. Let me deal with Candace right now. Let's pull up Candace. Remove. Okay, so let's pull up Candace. And y'all, I hope y'all not out here like soaking up this mess. Let me break it down for you.
Going to end it there.
Okay, so let me tell you the story. Hold on. So let me tell you the story. She is reading a letter. She's reading a letter from one of her people that reached out to her. And the person reached out to her a little bit after Charlie had passed away. Mind you, she didn't go to the funeral. Let me tell you something. If that's your friend, I don't care. Let me tell you, I don't care who was there. I would have demanded I went to the funeral. I don't care. Even if you kill me, there was no way I wasn't going to go to his funeral. So anyway, she's reading a letter about a lady, about a lady who reached out to her who was sat in front of Charlie's funeral. She said that she felt compelled to go and, pay her respects to Charlie. And she keeps putting in this whole Catholic mess. Even if, let's say Charlie was exploring Catholicism, right? That's okay. Catholicism is Christian. Can you guys relax? Can y'all relax? But he probably didn't want the Christians to know that because we like divisive things. But let me tell you a story. I can tell you a story, real quick story. When I was married, I'm divorced now, but I was a Christian before I got married. And the person that I married, my first husband, he was a Catholic. And so we wanted to get married in the Catholic church. So I had to go through the process of becoming a Catholic. And I remember being so shocked. I even told my husband, my husband now, I even told him, I was like, Catholics are Christian. They believe in Jesus. They believe in Jesus. They believe in the virgin birth. Now, how they see Mary is probably where we kind of, differ, but so do Baptists and Pentecostals disagree about the gift of tongues. It's just him searching Catholicism. That's his convictions that he can have. And it doesn't make him less of a Christian. It doesn't make him more of a Christian because he was probably looking at Catholic faith. And he probably didn't want to share that because a lot of times people are emotional and they're divisive. But Charlie is an incredibly smart human being. So the fact that he studied Catholicism and maybe found some meditative parts of it attractive, especially in his whirlwind of like a life. My husband even says this, and mind you, my husband is a Pentecostal preacher, y'all. And he said, one of the things I love about Catholicism is the reverence that they still have. He was like, sometimes, in the apostolic faith, which is what we are in, he said, it's a lot of, and he said, he said he loves the reverence that Catholicism gives and the meditation. So I'm not shocked that Charlie Kirk was interested in that. Not shocked at all. So this lady who who reaches out to Candace says that she got to sit in the front, that she got to sit next to Erica Kirk. And then she says that she felt eerie about it because of the person who helped that happen. Let me let you hear from Miss Candace Lost Cookie jilted lover Owens.
Why do you think that that email disturbed me and made me file it? Just check in the chat here. What is not right with that email? And I'll tell you, it wasn't the person who wrote it that disturbed me. I blanked out over a name because I'm going to tell you now that the person who tapped on her shoulder, who she thought was an assistant, was Stacey Sheridan.
Monday.com, the opposite of any work platform we tried in the past. We tried other work management platforms, not named.
That was what disturbed me about the email and made me file it right away because I knew exactly what happened and I did not have the heart to tell her what had happened because I know who Stacey Sheridan is. I know what I told Charlie about Stacey Sheridan. I've seen her work. I've been at events with her. I knew that Stacey would have only done that if the girl who was writing me this email had a boatload of money.
Wow. Oh my God. Candace. So you're telling me, hold on. So you're telling me that the person who works at a nonprofit responsible for raising money to keep the nonprofit going is reaching out and courting somebody with a boatload of money? Nuh-uh. You lying. You lying, Candy Girl. You lying. So you mean to tell me that the person who raises money for the nonprofit that needs to raise money in order to sustain itself tapped on the shoulder and courted the person who had money? Stop it. Do y'all see how idiotic this is? Are y'all watching this slop? Are you watching this? Are you watching this slop?
Didn't even need to look up this person or the email. I knew that they had that girl clocked before she walked into the memorial. I don't think actually it was God that sat her where she was sat 3 rows in. She was amazed by all of this. Oh, I don't even know anybody here. Here I am. I don't even know Charlie. I don't know anybody. Turning point of saying, here I am sitting at the front. And oh my gosh, this moment. And you know, Erica won't even speak to the staff Turning Point USA, but Stacey Sheridan, would you like access to the grieving widow? I knew, and I filed it. I knew something was wrong. And then when I went to go revisit all these things that I had filed and I saw this, I went, oh my gosh, this makes me so sick. And I knew that I had to reach out to this person and I had to say it. Hey, don't know anything about you, but I'm going to assume you have a lot of money, and it breaks my heart to tell you this, but you were targeted.
Dum. Woohoo! 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 Nonprofits target people with money to raise money. Dummy. It sounds like Stacey Sheridan is doing her job, even posthumously. And then she goes on to say that I told Charlie about her because she always reaches out to people. First of all, Stacey Sheridan, she gave a beautiful speech about how her and Charlie came to be friends and how Charlie helped her when her husband had passed away, and like just a beautiful connection, like a beautiful friendship that they had, brother and sister. Candace is a socialist because that's what a lot of Black people are. She acts like she's a free market capitalist, but she's not. What is so wrong with having a friend when you run a nonprofit? What is so wrong having a friend that knows how to raise money and knows how to court people with money? What is so wrong about that? There are people that have the gift of that. Like, seriously, they have the gift. And you want them working your nonprofit. You do. Everything's not a government grant, socialist Candace. You have to raise money, and you have to get people who have money around you, and you have to court them. Turning Point Faith is not just Catholic. Turning Point Faith is not just Pentecostal. Turning Point Faith is not just, it's Turning Point Faith. Jews and all, okay? And it is a nonprofit that is responsible for a lot of lives and a lot of jobs and a lot of people, a lot of human beings that you say that you care about. And they're not giving out free needles. Like, I know a lot of nonprofits that are giving out free needles, but you target a nonprofit that is only trying to get people to be more conservative and get people to love Jesus and love the Bible and have a faith. And you target them to destroy them because they are trying to court people with money so they can continue to keep the machine going. How is that? How is she even on air anymore, you guys? Because she's a moron. Are y'all reading this? Are y'all feeding her Candace tips? And you guys, I'm sorry. I used to say, oh my God, I got red pilled by Candace. And yeah, and that's all true, you guys. I really did. I had a lot of respect for her. But what she has become is disgraceful. What I have seen her do to somebody that she calls friend is nothing. It's the lowest of the low. It's the lowest of the low. Y'all know these people, these Stacey Sheridan types. They just know how to do it. They got it. They can raise money. They court people. They target people who have a lot of money, and a lot of people who have a lot of money want to be courted. They do. It's just the way it works. You have fundraisers. You do. And why does that make her less of Charlie's friend and you more of her friend by making money off of his death? How are you more his friend? That's insane to me that nobody is even calling her out about this. I mean, well, maybe some people are, but I can't understand how anybody call themselves courageous. I mean, call themselves a conservative and call themselves, a lover of Charlie, think that this is acceptable for her to single-handedly destroy his legacy based on something that every nonprofit does. I work for nonprofits. I had people there that it was their sole job to seek out people who had money because they want to get them to give to their nonprofit. And yes, that person did get preferential treatment, and that person did get ideal seats, and they got access that people who didn't have money had. That's the way the world works. And I'm sorry, sis, Candy Girl. I wish you would use this courage to investigate these freaking churches that are stealing the people's money. I wish you would use this courage to investigate some of the largest nonprofits that are stealing government money. I wish you would use all this courage, all this smoke that you got for Turning Point. You ain't said nothing about the Somalians and the $10 billion that they stole from taxpayers. What do you care that Turning Point is raising money from people and trying to court them to believe in their cause, which is to give people Jesus, to give people God, I don't care, Jews, whoever. You're weird. You're weird and you're dumb. I'm sorry. I actually agree with all of the white boys who have said that you are a moron and an idiot. It's actually true, and it's showing itself up every single day. A nonprofit is looking for people who have money so they can keep the operation growing. Ugh. Groundbreaking. dum-dum. Y'all, stop listening to this girl immediately. Stop. She's a dummy. She's a dummy. She's high. She's holy. She's holier than thou. She's high and mighty. She can profit off of Charlie Kirk's murder, but Turning Point can't court donors. Why don't she take all of the money that she's gained from her YouTube channel and give in a trust for Charlie Kirk's kids? Why don't she do that? She's such a good person. Oh, Candy Girl, you're so moral. Why don't you find Charlie Kirk's priest and give him some money? Why don't you take the money and educate kids in the hood since you love Black America? Black America. Why don't you take some of that money that you got off of your dead friend and why don't you put it into Baltimore City school systems so the kids can have heat? Because you're such a good person, you freaking moron. Everybody can't make money but you. Everybody is wrong for making money but you, Ponytail. Everybody is wrong for making money but you. Are we doing this? Hopefully y'all not send her this tip. Send her this clip. Send her this clip. CandaceOwensTips.com or whatever the heck that dum-dum. Send her this tip. Send her this tip. Tell her nonprofits court rich people in order to raise money to keep the machine going rather than taking it from the government, which is what the Somalians were doing, and you've said nothing, Ponytail. Oh, God. Y'all, hopefully y'all not listening to her. She annoys me. She annoys me, y'all. She does. Okay. Let's read. Okay. Let's read, y'all. I'm getting into these comments and I'm getting off of here. Oh, yes. Eugene, it was so foul. It's so foul. It's so foul. Helena, you said, and this Epstein trap is why Trump's tapes will always be true. Yes, it's true. What did he say? Hold on. What did he say? You're asking me to ignore all of history where rich men have been able to entice women. I mean, like, grab them by the, you know what? It's the truth. Oh my gosh. What'd you say? You said I'm a ginger. Apparently I'm black too. Oh God, Alina, you can have it. You can have that black card. It don't work in Target. It don't work in Walmart. It don't work anywhere. Okay, it doesn't. But you can have mine. Stop being black. Oh my gosh. I thought that was foul. Oh, look at Donna. Oh, my sister. For sure. I don't know what you're saying for sure too, but girl, I love you. Oh, I love my Donna. Donna, I gotta call you. Girl, I love you. And you had a birthday. Y'all say happy birthday to Donna. I forgot to say that. Oh my gosh, I love you. Oh, Crystal, honey, she's married. She married her bag. Yeah, clearly not, because she up here podcasting for a couple of dollars. Let me tell you, she must have had a prenup. Sis probably had a prenup because she out here tricking for that YouTube, them YouTube algorithms. Sis is for them YouTube algorithms. She dropping it like it's hot. Drop it low, girl. Drop it low, girl. Drop it. Sis, for them YouTube algorithms, sis is doing the daggone thing. That's between him, his wife, and God. Exactly. Like, why would you do that? Erica Kirk is Catholic. Maybe he was just trying to learn more about his wife's faith. Exactly. It's not that serious. And it's fine. Catholics are Christians. I'm sorry. I know that upsets all the Holy Ghost filled folks. Take it up with your pastor. He's so Holy Ghost filled. That's why he over there cheating on his wife with the worship leader. Anyway, you guys, thank you so much for hanging in there with me, you guys. I am trying to grow my channel. Please, if this is your first time here, please like, share, subscribe to my channel. I'm so grateful that you watch. If you have been here before, Drop a link in the comments. Share this with someone, you guys. Let me tell you, I do bold truth, brown brilliance, and conservative with flavor, y'all. I don't always get it right. I say some things that's a little bit edgy. I'm so sorry. I told y'all I'm a janky Christian, but I love Jesus. I love Jesus. And you guys, I just really just want to get the word out. I want to get truth, you guys, for normal people that are just trying to figure things out. You guys, thank you so much for supporting, watching, and until next time.